Hey, hey, welcome back. Jeff Moody here, dressed in the OR garb today because we're talking about burnout recovery lessons from the operating room. Been in the OR for about 30 years over the course of my career and my training, and I think I've had significant lessons that I've learned in the operating room that are useful, obviously, for good patient care, but I think are also good and useful for burnout recovery. And one of the most important things that I've learned in the operating room is something that really occurs outside the operating room, always in general, is sleep. Clearly we want to have excellent sleep and excellent rest, so we're at our peak condition when we're operating and doing the best we can. Sometimes that's not always the case, especially with emergency surgery. When I was in medical school and towards the end, I had always thought I was going to do internal medicine, and I was going to do infectious disease. And here I am, 30 years later, a fellowship trained endourologist in kidney stones. So how did that change come about? Well, when I was going through my medical school rotations, when I was in the operating room, I noticed that I wasn't tired and I wasn't hungry. And it didn't matter if it was 2 o'clock in the morning or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I seemed to be just as awake and aware when I was in the operating room. After I left the operating room, I definitely could feel that fatigue. But during the operating room, in that environment, I seemed to be fairly impervious to kind of the usual physical demands that I would have even when, at 2 o'clock in the morning when I was, at my house. I would be very tired, but not when I'm in the operating room. So maybe that's why I ended up gravitating more towards surgery and became a urologist. But none of that's important. What's important is we're going to try to get to burnout recovery for you. And how is sleep important for burnout recovery for you from an operating room standpoint? I think it's critical because if you're getting good sleep, then you will be getting a much better start to your day. And also, the sleep is actually one of the few times where the brain actually, the lymph, if you look at the data on lymph drainage out of the brain and the kind of flushing of waste from the brain, that only occurs during sleep. So if you're limiting your sleep, you're really limiting the brain ability to recover. Also, the only other time clearly in your day where your body's recovering and building new muscle, say you work out, there's no muscle building during the workout. It only occurs during sleep. So it's a critical, I would say, a rebuilding time for you in general for your life and to help you deal better with burnout, but it's also critical just for general health. So burnout lesson from the operating room, that sleep helps you perform better, obviously, at all times, but also helps you recover and be ready and be prepared for the next day, which will make you more resistant to burnout. What can I say? Every little bit helps. JeffMoody.com, JeffMoodyMD.com. Come get the book, The Doctor's Burned Out, A Physician's Guide to Recovery. Let us know how we can help you. We are at your service. Because always, 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 remember, burnout recovery is for you.